Hello, y'all. It's good to be with you again as we continue looking at the phrase in the Apostles' Creed, descended into hell and rose again from the dead. Dr. Billy Graham once told Time magazine, if I were an enemy of Christianity, I would aim right at the resurrection, because that is the heart of Christianity. And it really is, isn't it? I mean, let's think about this. If we had an archaeologist, if some Indiana Jones type goes over to Palestine, begins to dig, and he finds the body and skull and bones and claims that it's Jesus, that'd make a huge difference, wouldn't it? If he had some kind of archaeological proof, hey, I found the burial place and I found the actual bones of Jesus, that would change everything. Change it completely. But there are no bones to find, because Jesus Christ did fully, bodily, rise again from the dead to defeat the power of death. Now, I want to just take a second before I do this next little part to help you understand. I am not meaning to disparage one of your favorite hymns, if it is happened to be one of your favorite hymns. I don't mean to do that. But I do just want to point out one little thing. We sing a hymn, and it's fine, it's good, it's okay. But there is kind of a whimsy to it that is a little too light. And the hymn goes, He lives, Christ Jesus lives today. He walks with me and talks with me along life's narrow way. He lives, salvation to impart. You ask me how I know He lives within my heart. Now, again, I don't mean to disparage if this is one of your favorites. I really don't. But I will say, you ask me how I know He lives. It's not because He lives in my heart. That's true, but that's not the reason I know He lives. We know He lives because He's not in the grave. He's resurrected from the grave. That is how we know. And again, I don't mean to disparage the hymn. I just want you to understand it's bigger. The resurrection of Jesus Christ, we hang our entire faith on this. If He does not rise from the dead, what are we doing? It's pointless. But if Jesus Christ lives, if He raised from the dead, defeating the power of sin and death, then it's everything. The resurrection is so very important. Now, we have some evidence of the resurrection. And as we look at it, when we talk about the resurrection of Jesus from the dead, we're talking about a literal resurrection, a rising up. Not the empty tomb is proof of the resurrection. Though to describe the tomb as empty isn't quite all that accurate, although the body was gone for sure. The grave clothes that were there, when He was buried, He went into the grave and He had grave clothes on there. They were still there, laying as though the body had simply passed through the clothes. That's what Mary saw. That's what the disciples saw. Eastern burials required that the trunk and arms and legs of the body be wrapped very, 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 very tightly in linen cloth layered with fragrant spices and gummy substances like myrrh to bind everything together. So if He had been stolen, if His body had been taken, the cloth would have been in disarray and not just there lying neatly on that in that tomb. But then we also have witnesses to the resurrection. All of the gospel accounts talk about some part of this resurrection. Mark 16, when Jesus rose early on the first day of the week, He appeared first of all to Mary Magdalene, out of whom He had driven the 7 demons. Then He appeared to a group of women somewhere between the tomb and the city. And then, according to Luke, He appears to 2 disciples on the road to Emmaus. And then He appears to the disciples minus Thomas. And then a week later, when Thomas has got his doubts, I'm not going to believe till I can put my fingers in his scars, He appears again and allows Thomas to see and to put his hands in the scars. And then Paul records that he appeared to more than 500 people before his ascension. And so we know He lives. We know Jesus is alive. He's resurrected from the dead. And I pray that you guys would hold on to that truth and understand it, and understand its depth and complexity. Now, next time we're going to get together, we're going to make a case against the resurrection. I just want you to be prepared for those who may doubt this, and so for us to be able to answer some questions. So I look forward to doing that with you next time. I hope you have a wonderful night or a wonderful day, and I look forward to being with you again soon. Talk to you later. Bye.